safer world is possible, and together we can and will make it happen. Thank you.
When you show up in community, you find that group that makes you feel like home, but oftentimes you also find yourself again.
Welcome to Sussexful. I'm your host, Emma. Today's royalty is piping hot. Prince Harry hailed for breaking free as William and Kate's Trump visit embarrassment explodes online, concealed behind decor. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? Making them stand outside the tent when there was plenty of room underneath. And honestly, I had a feeling Kate would be blocked. But William too? That's just chef's kiss. The fails are being treated like children instead of trusted senior royals. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't set up a kids' table at the banquet for them to sit at. Prince Harry's decision to step away is looking better every single day. The contrast couldn't be clearer. So hey, join the conversation in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sussexful for more royalty served hot and fresh. Prince Harry's bravery and triumph, that's what everyone's talking about right now. The news of Prince Harry's bold move to break free from the constraints of royal life has been hailed as a triumph of personal freedom and self-determination. While some folks might see his decision as a betrayal of tradition, many actually view it as a courageous step towards a more authentic and fulfilling existence. The public's fascination with the royals' internal dynamics has only grown, especially with the perceived snubbing of William and Kate during the Trump visit, which has sparked, widespread amusement and commentary. The firm's attempts to control and contain the narrative have been met with increasing skepticism as the public seems to relish the idea of the once mighty institution being forced to treat its own members like children. Prince Harry's willingness to forge his own path, despite all the scrutiny and criticism, has really resonated with many who admire his commitment to personal growth and independence. The incident at the Trump visit, well, it honestly unfolded like a Shakespearean tragedy. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge found themselves unceremoniously blocked from entering the tent during the Trump visit. Kate, ever the picture of poise, was visibly shielded from view, her regal presence concealed behind the lavish decor. Not to be outdone, Prince William too was kept firmly outside the hallowed grounds, denied the courtesy extended to, honestly, even lesser guests. It was a humiliating display, a stark reminder that even the most senior of royals can be relegated to the status of mere onlookers, their influence and prestige no match for the whims of those in power. The royals' treatment as children, it's honestly kind of shocking. The senior royals, Prince William and Kate, were unceremoniously denied access to the main tent, forced to stand outside like errant schoolchildren rather than being afforded the respect their status deserves. Even more galling was the lack of accommodation for their presence, as if they were mere afterthoughts rather than honored guests. The firm's dismissive treatment of these esteemed members of the family only serves to highlight the growing divide and lack of consideration for the most senior royals, who are, increasingly being relegated to the sidelines and denied the deference typically bestowed upon them. Honestly, the public outcry on social media was a sight to behold. People just couldn't help themselves. Mockery and laughter erupted everywhere at the sheer absurdity of the incident. Folks were drawing all sorts of comparisons, saying the royal couple were treated more like children than the respected senior royals they actually are. Scathing criticism just rained down on the palace for how they handled the whole thing, with many absolutely aghast that William and Kate were concealed behind decor, as if they were just decorations rather than honored guests. The internet, it was ablaze with quips about a so-called kids' table being set up for the Cambridges, really highlighting the perceived indignity of their treatment. I mean, it was clear, the public was not amused by this apparent slight against the future king and queen. So Prince Harry's decision to step away from the royal family and, seek a more independent life has actually been widely praised as a bold and courageous move. By distancing himself from the rigid confines of the royal institution, he's shown a real willingness to forge his own path, unencumbered by all those expectations and constraints that have long defined the lives of senior royals. This break with tradition has really resonated with a lot of people, who see in Harry's actions a refreshing rejection of the status quo, a genuine desire to carve out a future that aligns more closely with his own personal values and aspirations. And in doing so, he hasn't just liberated himself, but he's also inspired others to consider the possibility of charting their own course, even when facing some pretty formidable institutional pressures. The shifting power dynamics within the royal family have become, well, increasingly apparent, with William and Kate's once elevated status now seemingly diminished. As Harry continues to forge his own path, carving out a more independent role, the traditional hierarchy just seems to be in a bit of flux. The recent embarrassment during the Trump visit, where William and Kate were relegated to standing outside the tent while others were accommodated inside, has only amplified the perception of their waning influence. And, whispers of a kid's table at the banquet just further suggest a concerning marginalization of the once prominent couple, as the family's inner workings undergo a pretty profound transformation. The royal family is facing a rapidly evolving social landscape, where their once unquestioned authority and prestige are being challenged. Adapting to these changes requires a delicate balance of maintaining their historic traditions, while also demonstrating relevance and connecting with the modern public. Additionally, the complex family dynamics within the Windsor clan add an extra layer of difficulty, as they navigate personal differences and the intense scrutiny of the media. Despite these challenges, the royals must find a way to preserve their institution's integrity and retain the public's support, lest they risk becoming mere relics of a bygone era. The incident with Prince Harry and the Duchess of Cambridge being forced to stand outside the royal tent during the state visit has become a powerful symbolic representation of the deep divides within the British royal family. The visible segregation of the couple from the rest of the senior royals highlights the growing rift between Harry and the rest of the institution, fueling further discussions about the inherent problems and inequities that plague the monarchy. This awkward and embarrassing moment not only shines a spotlight on the internal tensions, but also underscores the lack of respect and consideration shown towards the Sussexes, who are treated like mere children instead of respected members of the royal household. The optics of this situation have struck a nerve with the public, who are increasingly critical of the institution's handling of the family dynamics. The future of the British royal family remains shrouded in uncertainty, as the institution faces the potential for more changes and upheaval. The recent high-profile departures of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have shaken the foundations of the monarchy, leaving many to wonder about the long-term direction of the royal family. While the Queen and her heirs, Prince William and Prince Charles, continue to maintain a steady public presence, the implications of these seismic shifts for the legacy of the monarchy remain to be seen. As the younger generation of royals navigate the challenges of modern life and public scrutiny, the path forward for the institution may veer in unexpected directions, testing the resilience and adaptability of this centuries-old institution. The past few months have been a whirlwind for the British royal family, with Prince Harry's bold decision to step back from his senior duties and the public's divided reactions to the Cambridge's recent visit. These events have highlighted the importance of adaptability and change within the institution, as the royals must be willing to evolve to meet the needs and expectations of modern society. At the same time, there is a clear need for more respect and dignity to be afforded to senior members of the family, who should be treated as the respected public figures they are, not as children to be sidelined or marginalized. The power of public opinion has also been on full display, with social media swiftly shaping the narrative around these events and potentially influencing the future of the monarchy. As the royals navigate these turbulent waters, they would do well to heed these crucial lessons in order to maintain their relevance and connection with the people they serve.